Yeah, so I just did a video, and I was on my other phone, and it just turned off on me. So hopefully this phone doesn't do the same thing. A lot of signal is bad. Anyway, just like the title entails, but this time I want to take it from another angle. So how close are we to the rapture of the church and to the tribulation period starting? And I ask that question because there are so many signs right now. For those who have been watching, have been watchers for as long as I have, it's been a long time. And we knew the longer it takes, the closer we get. I know that is not rocket science, but it says it in the Bible that we are closer than when we once believed. And now we are much closer than when we first started. You know, the day I first started, the day you first started, the day we all first started. And there are things out there that make us think that we're really close. Now, there's a such thing as coincidence, and there's a such thing as too many coincidences. And there's a such thing as an extreme amount of coincidences, and that's where we at. It's either coincidences or these things are happening for a reason. So I one day was looking into AI for the first time. It's like God says, so check out AI. So I was checking out AI, and I was mostly listening to the people who invented AI. And then as I went on, I noticed the warnings from these people, you know, who were covering the AI and the inventors of AI and the ones who created the algorithms and the software for AI. And they were saying stuff like, I'll give it into the end of 2025 and people will start losing their jobs. 26, nobody will have any jobs. I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not an alarmist, but I'm just saying that AI, if you would have had a point system for end time prophecy and you would have put points on everything, Israel would get a big, large number. Israel would have a huge number for the things that is going on in Israel. But AI would get a big number as well. And the reason why I say AI, because it forces you to think, how long could this system go? How long can we actually go without transferring over to another system? Now, I had a book, and I have it in my car too. And I'm ignorant like this. I don't even know who wrote the book, and it's in my car on the floor. I have a CD, and I have the book. You know, I checked it out like 2 or 3 times. I actually need to listen to it at least for a while to get the checkout value of it. But yeah, so it's called The Fourth Turning. And if you study the fourth turning, it works in cycles. So one morning, God told me, he told me, ask AI, ask chat, what turning are we in? I know what turning we are in. Now, to explain to you what a turning is this 80-year cycles. In the first 20 years is when a country starts to develop. You know, they find themselves, the 12 colonies, or you can just say 80 years of the 250 years that we've been a country. 80 years, and 80 years are all cycles. And each cycle works where a generation will find their industry, find what the meaning of their generation is in the first 20 years. The second 20 years, you go heavy into advancements, but there are oppositions to start to stand up against, the status quo. And then the next year is, it's in the next year becomes a time where the country begins to have revolutions and different parts of that country starts to stand up and fight for rights and women's rights and all that stuff. And then the last 20 is when implosion happens, and then it starts all over again after that. Now, where we at? So if I was to give like the fourth turning, each cycle is a different cycle. So when Adolf Hitler died or was done, is those the people I'm looking for? The little kid don't have his shirt on. I'm trying to see. I'm looking for a family. Is that them? So everybody's them, I guess. Every time I'm looking around, is that them though? So anyway, so if I was to equate the turnings with points, we are now in the fourth turning. So it started in 2008, and the turning lasts for 20 years. So is that them? So we are. I don't know if that's them. I have to look at the boys closer. So I asked AI, what turning are we in? And she's like, you are in the fourth turn. I said, when is the fourth turning over with? The fourth turning is over in 2032. So if I was to acquaint the turnings with points, the turnings would score pretty high as well. And it ends the same time as if you count the crucifixion of Jesus and you fast forward 2,000 years. So so if you look at all the things that are happening, like the mark of the beast system, or hold on. The blockchain technology that was just passed or just signed by the President of the United States. I mean, you look at all the things that's happening in Ukraine. You look at all the things that are happening, in Israel, and Israel's supposed to be getting ready to start fighting Iran again. And you look at the UN meeting. So you can account all these things, a point score, it'll probably be a really high point score. So, like I say, this channel is not really based off of Bible prophecy, even though I started off that way. This channel is trying to tell people how to be ready. So Watchman's duty is to warn of the sword coming, and then warn how to get out of the way of the sword. And a lot of people on YouTube believe that the Watchman's duty is just to warn them that the sword's coming. Well, of course, their version of salvation is supposed to tell them how to prepare to get out the way for the sword. But for the most part, repentance is the actual call from a watchman to get out the way. Also, I was looking for, let me share this. I don't know what you mean by this, but let me tell you something. I had a thing happen to me, and I believe that the next big earthquake is going to happen in the next couple of days, weeks, mostly like days. And I have my reasoning for it, because I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the United States and why did they not. Now, President Trump is supposed to be addressing the United Nations on the 23rd. And he may be the initiator of the Abraham Accords or the peace agreement, but he's not the Antichrist. And I say that on a lot of my shows. Donald Trump is not the Antichrist. So, a lot of people are looking for this event to happen. They're looking for the rapture of the church and the tribulation period to start. And this is the most people I've ever seen looking for this event in one time period. So like I said, I've been looking at Bible prophecy for off and on for mostly on for 30 years, for at least 30 years, maybe less than 30 years, but it's at least 27 years. And I've never seen it like this. And I keep hearing people say, I've never seen it like this. I've never seen it where, we can see all the signs at one time and we're just looking at a specific date to come. Now, there is people who have a countdown, 18 days left or whatever days left. I'm not on here to tickle your fancy. I'm not on here to tell you the sky is falling without giving you a remedy, a true remedy to get out the way. So I'll cover that in a minute. But what I'm saying to y'all, first of all, these leaders are jostling for the Antichrist position, if you can tell, from Macron to Trump, to the people, to the individuals in the East, to the Chinese president. I don't know if they're actually doing the jockeying, but how in the world do you have Peter Thiel talking about the Antichrist? Somebody knows the Antichrist is coming, and some of these guys are jostling for that position, but none of those guys is the Antichrist. Please stand by. Hello? Yeah, I'm out the house right now. Why? Yeah, why? What you need? Yeah, them ghosts is kind of expensive, Ted. Those ghosts are like $3. So I can't afford to get you ghosts every day for $3. I mean, so then that'd be like $7 a day. I mean, I can bring. I mean, even the monsters are no longer on sale. I thought you stopped drinking that stuff. Yeah, I mean, because I noticed you were up all night, so you're gonna get. Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do. I might bring you a one of those drinks, but I mean, hopefully I can find something on sale. But if not, I can only bring you one. All right. Yeah, I answer the phone that way because I tell my daughter something and she'll still do the opposite. So I told her to text me when you need something and don't call me because I might be doing a video, and she still calls. And these kids can get an eruption. I'm like I answer the phone like she answers the phone. So if I can get her, if I can get her to answer the phone, he's like, hello. So I do the same thing. She even got a thing on her, that ticks me off. I lose my salvation with this one. She has a message thing where she says, hello. And then when you start talking, the message, she starts screaming on the phone, and then it hangs up on you. So this child, man, doesn't listen at all. She doesn't listen. She'll call me. I said, do not call me during church service. She still do it. Do not call me. Me and your mom, I have an appointment. She'll still call. Just like, oh my gosh, I love my daughter. She's rebellious sometimes. Teenagers. Okay, so I knew you guys were still on the phone, but I didn't care how I answered the phone because I always know that if I'm free, you raise these kids and you changing diapers and watching them, babysitting for your kids, and then when they get teenagers, you expect them to kind of leave you alone a little bit. Anyway, this video was just to come on to just kind of chit chat and just kind of like say that, yeah, we are in the days before Christ returns. But anyway, I want to keep this video short. And thank you guys for watching. I might come on back on for one more video. Thank you for watching. God bless.